नमस्तुभ्यं प्रसीद योगेश्वर जन्म मरणोऽलङ्कृत महाकाल नमोऽस्तु ते ज्ञानशृङ्गवृषारूढं प्रचण्डं विश्वेश्वरं जटाजूटं भस्माङ्गम् आदियोगिनं प्रणमाम्यहम् निर्गुणं त्रिगुणं पारं रुद्रहर सदाशिवं बन्धपाशहरं देवम्.
Kalari is the mother of all martial arts. This Kalari art is not just about fighting, it is about raising a human being beyond the need to fight, raising a human being to such a level of capability that he does not avoid violence, he does not choose peace not out of incapability, but out of his competence to master himself in body and mind. He transcends the very need to be violent. Here in this culture, the highest value that we have always held is mukti. Mukti means freedom. The most important work on the planet today is to raise human consciousness. A human being should make himself in such a way that the world cannot ignore him, not because of your qualifications, but because of who you are. It brings back the essence of the wisdom of a culture whose antiquity is older than the legend. A culture which has produced some of the greatest minds, a culture whose contribution to humanity is immeasurable. The aim of this culture was to allow this human mechanism, which is the greatest and the most sophisticated gadget upon this planet, to grow to its fullest potential. In Isha Samskriti, children get not only to study but to practice in depth sciences of yoga, Ayurveda, Siddha Vaidya, Hatha Yoga and other 8 limbs of yoga is a daily practice, not just as a lesson, not just as morning-evening practice, but yoga as a way of living in a very spiritually charged atmosphere. These children imbibe yoga in a most powerful and practical manner. Just allowing and cultivating the body and mind to a high level of function without loading it with information produces phenomenal results, producing not only great intellects, great bodies, above all, truly great human beings who are equanimous and balanced.
Or even, let's say, the martial arts that came to United States. You know, about 20 years ago, 25 years ago, these things started coming. See, they need enormous discipline. If you want to go into martial arts, if you learn martial arts in India, for example, not the popular ones have become like this only, but the traditional martial arts, they will put you through enormous discipline. You have to dedicate your whole life to it, you have to surrender to the Guru. He will teach you in a certain way that it transforms your life, not just you learn to kick and beat. It's a whole long process. You don't get certificates. You don't get certified this belt, that belt, that belt, You don't get any certificate. Till he says, till the master says you can use it, till then, even if somebody comes to kill you, you don't use it. You just die like an ordinary man. Even though you have the potential, with your bare arms you could just knock down 10 people, you don't use it till he approves it. This kind of discipline is enforced. Because if the subjective science has to work, that's how it is. But that kind of martial arts came to United States, in 10 years' time, just see what happened. It became a kicking culture. Yes? You learn and kick anybody in the face. Now you don't have to kick people down below, you can kick them in the face, you learn the new trick. Now, all the self-discipline which went with it went away. it just became like a fighting force. It was not a fighting force, it was another way of controlling the violence in you and make you very self-disciplined and realize at some point. There is something called as Marma in yoga and also in what is called as Kalari in South India. It's a certain form of martial art. Marma is a way of killing the pain completely at certain moments when we want to, just by touching certain parts of the body, handling body in a certain way. So essentially what we are doing is, the neurological system, we're shutting it off. And there is no pain at all. We can go ahead and do what we have to do, and only when we release it, the pain will come back.
Most of the martial arts people are all 100% vegetarians, are you aware? Their physical prowess is quite incredible, you know. And most of the martial arts people are vegetarians. Bruce Lee was a vegetarian, do you know that? Yes, because the flexibility of the muscle will be lost with too much non-vegetarian food. Non-vegetarian food is mainly consumed because you need protein. Vegetarian diets, if it's cooked vegetarian meals, generally the protein level is low. That's one big mistake that's happening in India is too much cooked vegetarian food, protein levels are low. But you need only 3% of your body is actually protein. Almost every vegetable, every fruit, if it's eaten in its raw condition, has the necessary protein that your body wants. But when you cook it, it's not enough. With non-vegetarian food, the protein content is too high. If you consume too much of protein, it causes cancer.
எல்லார்க்கும் வரமளித்த வாழ்வே என் சத்குருவே. கண்ணே கருத்தே கருத்திலுறும் நற்கனியே, விண்ணே ஒளியில் நின்ற விளைவே